near tire of our talks.
These writings could be of import. A thorough perusal might reveal aught of interest. Must you run so fast? I can hardly keep you in my sights, Arisen. No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
Sir, ought you not be in... Ah, forgive me. You're not a patient, are you? I suppose you must be a visitor. 'Tis a pleasure to make your acquaintance. My name is Eleanor. I have the privilege of serving as abbess here. I regret that I cannot offer you a cup of tea, but I'm in the middle of making my rounds of the patients. Not to mention, I have to find the means to procure more medicinal ingredients. Oh. You wouldn't happen to know someone willing to brave the roads, would you? I know 'tis perilous, but there is one ingredient in particular we cannot afford to run out of. You would procure it yourself. I am grateful beyond words, sir. In that case, might I trouble you to bring me some miasmite? The slums are a bane to the body's humors, and its residents are oft prone to illness. We do what we can with what little we have, but we're always short on helping hands. Your aid is most appreciated, sir. May your search prove fruitful.
Teles,
Yes, sir. Ah, give me. If that's not the case, you will have to excuse me.
Make it quick. I ain't got...
to break the law is to be thrown in jail. As I understand it, the pay of a jailer is miserable for all their toil. Then we'd best keep some coin on hand to ease our potential warders' suffering and make them an ally to our cause.
There's been talk of a mysterious structure rising from the sea. Oh, I'm not sure what to make of it. Much obliged.
Yes, sir. Have you procured what I asked? Splendid. You've my gratitude. Unfortunately, I can give you little more than that. Forgive me, but I must return to my rounds directly. Ah, but in place of a reward, mayhap I could give you a tour of the premises. Only if you've the time and inclination, of course. What say you? Would you care to accompany me? As servants of the gracious hand, we provide whatever treatment we can to those unfortunate who are stricken by maladies. Yet, at times, 'tis not enough. Perhaps you will recall the parents who were here when you first arrived. An unfortunate pair. They've suffered no few hardships in the slums, and now even their poor son Lubomir has fallen ill. By chance, he was examined by a roaming man claiming to be a doctor. Yet, the family had not the money for the medicine he required. So, he was put into our care.
I'll gather these now. 'Twould be a shame to forget their location when we need them most.
Here he is. This young man is Lubomir. We've been administering the medicine recommended by the doctor who examined him, but he has yet to show any sign of recovery. To be perfectly honest, I doubt the soundness of that so-called doctor's judgment. After all, there is no shortage of ne'er-do-wells out there, willing to claim their medicine the only cure, that they might inflate its price. But I suppose I ought not say such things so openly. At any rate, I'd best continue on my rounds. Pray, stay as long as you wish. Come, come. We've medicine to prepare. We've enough to make a fresh batch now, thanks to a kind donation.
Psst! You there! Help me! Listen, the sisters here are good to us, but I'm growing weaker day by day. It started with a slight fever, and now I can scarce lift myself up. See that empty bed? An old man was lying in it till just a few days past. He told me he was feeling better, that he'd be well enough to leave anon. Mayhap I'm just imagining things. I hope that's the case. And yet... something isn't right about this place. Pray, should you hear any queer rumors about the Gracious Hand, come tell me of them, won't you? I'd see to it myself, but I can hardly move.
Here you are, Master. I hope you like it. I found it myself.
Might you be a friend of Lubomir's? He's seen better days, hasn't he? There has been talk of sending him down to the basement, should his condition fail to improve. That is, the basement sick room, where our most critical patients convalesce under the abbess's care. None of the other sisters are permitted entry, including myself. Teles, she gives the patients a special medicine. I know not what kind. At times I hear strange cries and moans drift up from below. Which is to be expected. Those who come here suffer all manner of afflictions, you see. And yet, a part of me is afeard for them.
So, the worst of us are taken to the basement. Mayhap that's the source of the queer voices I hear at night. And none save the abbess can enter? If the Gracious Hand has a secret, 'tis the abbess who keeps it, I reckon. You've done this much for me. Would you be willing to go further? I must find out what goes on down there. Oh, you've my thanks. I just can't stomach the thought of lying here not knowing. Of course, all the better should your search come to naught. But if you do find aught amiss down in that basement, it must be the abbess's doing. Should you find evidence fit to implicate her, will you help me see to it that justice is carried out? See, I've already reported my suspicions to the sentinels, and we've arranged a signal. If you apprehend the abbess, they'll know to come and arrest her. So I beg you, sir, find the evidence you need, if it exists to be found.
Aught about this reeks of a plot. Let us gather evidence that we might expose it.
'Tis as you say. I know not why, but the words basement sick room set my hair on end. Shall we investigate?
Aptly said.
Now there's a worthy prize. If only 'tweren't so far away.
Welcome to the start. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Shall I come back any time? Welcome to the start. We serve all manner of fine ales here. Always a pleasure.
With a decent supper.
I'm ill and he's in.
Medicine? Medicine! 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 Now! Now! Now!
We found some evidence, but there might be more to discover. Let us scour every inch of this room.
Not a bad idea.
Nice to see you again.
Ingredients are plentiful hereabouts. We could pick some now and use them when the need arises.
Elena. Ah, yes. The Abbess of the Gracious Hand. A fine woman by all accounts. I was in her care once myself. But I must admit, I've always felt there's something off about her. You see, I was only a little under the weather when I entered her care. But then I started getting sicker and sicker till I was certain death would come for me. In the end, I survived, but methinks I was one of the lucky few. So many died down there. And once, I saw her, the Abbess, meeting with a strange man. She handed him a large parcel, all wrapped up. And he gave her something small in return. You'd think 'twere medicine, but I'd not have bought medicine from a man like that. He had the look of a scoundrel about him. They were whispering, but I did hear one of them say aught about keeping quiet. 'Tis well suspicious, eh? Where'd they meet? 'Twas in the square in the eastern part of the common quarter, and always a night, as I recall.
Lady Eleanor's a goodly person, a saint-like. Her earnest care saw me back to full health. I wavered between life and death for quite some time in that basement sick room, and she watched o'er me through it all, bless her. Can't say as I miss that basement, mind. 'Tis an eerie place, dark and shadowy, filled with the moaning of the sick. Suppose 'tis only to be expected, given the state of those assembled. I'm sure I was moaning too.
I'll harvest what I can, should it please you.
Time to be heading home.
Best be heading home.
I could do with a few more hours.
Got to crack a few skulls if you...
If I might be so bold as to speak my mind, had things only turned out differently at the coronation. To think there would be a technique to puppet us pawns.
Here.
Aye, this is plenty. Lord Phasus is like to be in your debt. Nicely done. Suppose it can't have been easy to procure this much so quickly.
You suppose wrong. I command their full faith. 'Tis simple for me to extract what I require.
Ha! You're a fearsome one. Here's hoping I ne'er end up in your care.
Enough. I gave you yours, now you give me mine. I'd not be seen here with you.
Ah, of course. Wouldn't want to hurt the Lady Saint's image in the eyes of the common folk, would we? Here's your special medicine.
Glad we understand each other. Till next time.
Aye, be seeing you.
Lord Phasus, 'tis... the name of great import. Of that, I am certain.
Mystifying.
What's your problem?
I'm quite sure I got ox cart stuck.
Chaos in the world begins with chaos of the mind.
This ladder can take us to new heights.
Perhaps new discoveries await us above.
Such quiet. Any loose coin about? Enough to make you rich?
I know so little of this world and of myself.
Perfect spot for a kill. You're back. Pray, tell me, have you found anything? What? You found a medicine used only in the basement sick room? I don't like the sound of that. Do you think... Could I trouble you to look into this as well? Mayhap you could show it to the doctor I saw afore coming here. Radcliffe, his name was. He's staying in the rest town. Pray, sir, do what you can. I must know.
Methinks we would do well to bring this medicine to Sir Radcliffe, the doctor over in the rest town. I knew it to be so.
Where's my dagger? My claws could use a trim.
Must have taken a wrong turn.
Can't wait for the new equipment's coming.
This place is awful dull. Can't complain, mate.
We serve the heavens. Must be air.
Always hustle and bustle.
I find myself some work today.
Riding in an ox cart would be a welcome reprieve.
It's hard to imagine a world.
Hail.
This ox cart's bound for the check. I'll need to see some coin before I let you on.
This is beyond.
Fine. Out of the car, all of you.
I've got a good feeling about this one.
It's hard to imagine a world. We'll see who's got it right.
Why? Peruse it all, leisure, sir.
Aye? In need of a doctor, are you? What's this you're giving me? Oh, I see. You want me to run some sort of test on this? Determine what manner of substance 'tis? Interesting. Well, you've certainly piqued my curiosity. Whatever your reasons, I'll take a look. Naturally, I'll need a bit of time with it. Come back again in... oh, I don't know. Later.
Bloody hell.
What delights might there be to find in town today?
Might as well take a look while you're here, eh?
Never leave.
I'd gladly stay here forever if I could.
Why? Peruse at your leisure,
You would gather materials here, Master. Can we really afford to carry more?
Ah, there you are. You've come at a good time. I've just finished running those tests. I must ask, where did you acquire that concoction? 'Tis a fell thing you got there. To be plain, 'tis more poison than physic. It has the potential to heal one's ailment, certainly. But only if they could survive long enough, which isn't likely. Worse still, it has addictive properties that are likely to cause the patient to become dependent on its deadly effects. I say patient, but I should hope whoever made this did not intend it as a method of treatment. You'd have to be well and truly mad to attempt such a thing.
Find myself some work.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
Well, hello there. Oh, there's always demand for weapons, particularly near the book. Order. We're always a pleasure.
Nothing caught your eye? Oh, that's a shame. Let's hope there's aught worth our coin next time.
I wish I knew your restraint, Arisen.
This ox cart's back. I'll not take you anywhere till I've had my due.
What am I supposed to do about it? Crossing me.
How's about
My badges are at your disposal.
This brute has quite the temper.
A reckless opponent makes for easy prey.
One must.
What compares to the thrill of victory? One cannot help but feel indomitable. Well, I'm sure there's still room for improvement.
No sense letting the enemy gain the upper hand. Early Griffin gets the worm, as they say.
Wanna play? Right. A rush to your death. Loyalty's just another way to save your own skin.
are you going?
Goblins approach! No room for carelessness.
This boulder looks mighty heavy, but we might just be able to move it if we combine our efforts.
I say we give it a push and see what happens. If we mastered that attack, we would be invincible.
Come to think of it, the pawns in this party are winning all. And behold, that was a sight to behold.
The creature's corpse will serve us well. Be sure to aim true.
Materials such as this can be combined to craft things.
Different combinations of materials result in different creations. I shall gladly smash every last one!
Let us see what you're made of!
Everyone here's a welcome.
Just ponder what I can do with this.
Where was I bound again?
Wonder if it's too early for dinner. Can't stomach places like this.
I get the sense I wouldn't
Wish I'd been born a nobleman, son.
Washes all my troubles clean away, this place.
I spend my days in quiet. A moment's prayer can do a world of good.
Is there aught I can help you with, sir? Oh, if you're looking for Lubomir, his condition deteriorated to the point that he had to be moved to the basement sick room. He's not allowed visitors, I'm afraid, not even family. Even we're not allowed to go see him. No need to worry, though. The Abbess is tending to him personally. She'll nurse him back to full health, I'm sure of it.
At last! The moment I've been waiting for. Allow me to gather these up.
I fear I've much to attend to.
What are you doing?
Unhand me this instant.
Many thanks for your assistance in this matter. Elena is being questioned as we speak. Suffice to say, your testimony, combined with the evidence you've procured, have cast a great deal of suspicion upon the Abbess that she isn't like to shake. Pray have this, sir. 'Tis your reward for aiding us in our duty to this city.
Gentle scratch on my arms and all my days are up.
Still waiting on that. Got to keep moving. Best I fall asleep.
I'll teach him a lesson.
Gathering materials makes for dull work indeed.
Tis a ladder. Shall we see where it leads?
After you, Arisen.
My bed calls, and I shan't resist.
I can make no sense of this. Wickedness has no hold. I must confess, I'm rather lost.
I fear I've much to attend to.
too much for one such as me. I fear this trial is too much for one such as me.
Sir Arisen, I trust that you will do what is right by Daphne, and pray see to it that naught akin to the recent debacle be allowed to occur again.
I must confess, I'm rather nervous.
This place gives me an ill feeling.
When does my watch
I ought to act a little more cheery.
How do you fare? Say, would you be willing to do me a favor? A pity, but I shan't press you.
Is this the abode of the good Arisen? Pray, pardon the intrusion. I am an attendant in the service of Empress Nadinia. Her Majesty would make a request of you. Might you have a moment to hear it? You've my gratitude, sir. Her Majesty awaits you outside. Pray, follow me.
We thank you for meeting us at this late hour, Sir Arisen. There is a service we would ask of you. We require protection of both our person and our identity as we make for our destination within the city.
Though Batal has no official dealings with Vermund, the countenance of its Empress is widely known. I dare say even a common soldier would recognize Her Majesty. And trouble would undoubtedly ensue should the Empress's presence be discovered. You must see to it that Her Majesty arrives at her destination unseen.
We make for the Rose Chateau. Prithee see us there safely before dawn breaks.
Now, let us be off! We ought not to delay our departure any further.
Pray remain vigilant. And while escorting Empress Nadinia, we pawns shan't follow, but you might attract less notice.
'Tis as you say.
This looks as well as something. How might I be of service? Well met, son. How might I be of service?
I'm dead on my feet after today's training.
Time to be ready.
Time to head home, I suppose.
I beg you. I need that medicine.
Can't help you, I'm afraid. My stock's low enough as 'tis. I shan't go selling what little I've got left to a ruddy beastren.
But my wife, she's like to waste away if I don't get it to her.
How very cruel. We ne'er imagined matters to be so dire. Is there aught we may do to aid this man?
You have a kind heart, Your Majesty, but you cannot afford to reveal yourself here, else we may ne'er reach our destination. Perhaps the good Arisen would assist this gentleman in Her Majesty's stead.
Well met, son. How might I be of service?
What? You in the market for some medicine as well? A likely story. I heard you whispering out there. You mean to give it to that beastren scum, don't you? What a good heart our Arisen has. But I shan't be selling it to you if 'tis to end up in beastren hands. Well, 'tis a princely sum to pay on behalf of a common beastren. But I'll take it. Can't afford to refuse a deal that sweet. The medicine's all yours.
This is the medicine I need. You give it to me, sir? Oh, happiest of days. My wife is saved. Words cannot express my gratitude to you, sir. I shall never forget this good turn you've done me.
That was neatly done, Sir Arisen. His lady wife ought now recover. We shall pray that 'twill be so.
Come, we've a ways to travel yet before we reach the Rose Chateau. We ought make haste.
Do stop and have a look. I've wares of every ilk.
Oi, you lot, help me. I've got a soldier on my tail.
You appear before us to beg that we abet you in a crime of your own doing.
Son of a...
Silence, brigand! 'Tis off to the jail with you.
'Tis a hard life these people lead, that they should be so desperate as to turn to villainy. Yet a kindness granted to a man fallen so far would do little to better his circumstances. Let us press on. We have arrived at last. Thank you kindly, Sir Arisen. Now, to attend to the matter for which we have come. Prithee await our return here. We are grateful for your patience. The matter is attended to. We have allies here in the Rose Chateau who offer their aid to our cause in secret. Namely, to create a place where the beastrons of Vermund may live in peace.
Were it to come to light that Batal has provided aid of any kind to Vermund, there would be a scandal, and all of Her Majesty's good deeds would be unmade. Thus, Her Majesty must work in secret, offering her support from the shadows. But let us not linger. I have arranged for an ox cart to meet us by the statue of the Arisen.
Do you know before whose likeness we now stand? 'Tis that of Rotheus, founder of Vermund. Oh yes, 'twas none other than a beastren who gave rise to this kingdom. Yet, in spite of this history, our people find little welcome here. Quite the opposite, as we have witnessed this night. Past wars twixt Vermund and Batal have done much to worsen beastren's standing here. This we cannot deny. Yet as ruler of a beastren nation, we can do no less than long for the day in which our people will be treated kindly wheresoe'er they may tread. And we would be remiss not to pray that the future you envision, as predestined ruler of this domain, shall be in alignment with our own. We bid you good night, Sir Arisen.
Pray, slow your feet. You run too fast for the likes of me. No time to catch your breath. Try to keep up.
But I am certain there is one.
I'm like to fall asleep.
Look as long as you please.
Barely lift their swords.
There's been talk of a mysterious structure rising from the sea. I'm not sure what to make of it.
Getting proper rest is an important duty in its own right. I crossed paths with a pawn of great skills on my travels. He was a master.
Should we hunt a few monsters to start the day off?
Off we go then.
I don't know about you, but I am full of vim and vigor.